Welcome to your first assignment in CL 256 and Office 2010. So after you have hopefully completed your Unit 1 reading assignment, which again is lesson 13, 14, and 15 in your textbook PDF files, which are down here under additional learning resources and down in the textbook subfolder. Again, that's where you'll find your reading assignments, as well as it'll also have your printed or your assignment that you are to complete for your Unit 1 assignment. And your Unit 1 assignment is right here. You are to complete Unit 4 Application 4-1. It's on pages 486 and 487. So if you click in here, you want to make sure you use this link here. That is the document fitness-2, which you need to complete the assignment. So again, make sure you click in there. Now, if you do get a yellow bar here that says Enable Editing, make sure you click on that. And welcome to 2010. Real quickly, this is what Office is now calling the ribbon. And then they call each of these items here your groups. So this would be the font group. And then, of course, your tabs up here. And just so you know, like we did in Office 1, we like you to have your non-formatting marks turned on so that you can see your spacing and other items as well, like your breaks, etc. So we are ready to get started. So we already did number 1. We are on number 2. Insert a line above the table using the split table command. You'll see up here there's also a table tools, and then it has its 2 tabs. So on the layout, you're going to see that split table command. So you want to click on that, and now you have area to type above the table. Number 3 is saying create a standard business memo format at the beginning of the document. If you don't know what that memo looks like, it tells you to reference Appendix B. So on A6, figure B3, it tells you exactly what a memo should look like. So for time's sake, I'm just going to paste in here, but you would type in Memo 2 and make sure you hit the Tab key because you want to align all of this information here together. So when you come in here, you want to hit Memo 2, make sure to hit Tab, and put in the information that they give you back on page 486. And when you hit enter, you'll notice that it's going to give you this spacing. For current dates, if you just start typing in the date, the computer's smart enough, you just have to hit enter. And you have completed number 3. The only item we need to make sure we do is format the subject line with 24 points spacing after. And this is the last item on number 3. So in order to do that, you want to come up here to this paragraph group, and here is your spacing where you work with spacing, and this will become a friend because again Office 2010 its default or its preset is to not be single spaced. So you're going to come up here, and then the line spacing options, you want to come down here and change this to 24. Then you are to type in after that the information for number 4, and it's telling you there it wants you to use single spacing. So you want to come up here again in your paragraph group into your spacing, make sure you go to 1 here, and for line spacing options it wants you to change the spacing after to 0. So make sure you make those changes, and then at the end of that it wants you to include your reference initials at the end of the memo. So I'm just going to do initials XX for now. So you are now on number 5. Insert a next page section break. So you want to go to page layout, under breaks, section break, you want to go to next section. So now you refer to this up here as section 1, oops, excuse me, and down here as section 2. So it wants you to change the orientation in section 1, so make sure you're clicked in section 1. It wants you to change that orientation to portrait, and it wants to change your margins. You want to come down here to custom margins. It wants to change that to 2 for the top. So now you are complete with number 5. Number 6 is telling you to come back down into your table here, and it wants you to study the column headings here, and it wants you to mirror that with these 4 columns that are after it. So again, there's going to be different ways to do this, but the way I found to do this is to highlight the 2 that are going to go together, go to Table Tools, and then I split the cells first and did 2 and 2. And then I came back up here and I merged these cells. And how I got this box was just by right-clicking. And then now you can call it what it needs to be. So this is now going to be the average quarterly rate. And then I'm just going to copy here where it says corporate and standard. And then I'm going to do the same for over here. Okay, so now I have done both of these items. For number 6. For number 7, it says to adjust the row height for the header rows and center the text within the cells vertically and horizontally. So to center, oops, I'm missing my D here as well. You want to just highlight and come to the home, and in the paragraph group you just want to hit center there. And then for vertically, you want to come under here under the alignment and hit the center one. So now they all look the same, and they're nice and pretty. So we are now on number 8. Select the 7 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, underneath, and you just do that by click and drag. And it wants you to center the text here. So again, home, you want to center here, and then in Table Tools and Layout, you want to click here. So now they are both centered. And you want to change the row height, and how you do that is just right up here, and you want to change that to 0.4. And now we are on number 9. Change the vertical alignment for section 2 to center. Okay, so to center the table, you just have to click up here on the 4 arrows, come to home again, and just click center. And then just make sure the okay, so number 10, right align the dollar amounts. So you just want to highlight all the dollar amounts, go to home in the paragraph group, right align. And then it says change the right cell margin for the selected cells to 0.4 inch, and kind of gives you a hint there. So you want to right click to get to the table properties, and then it wants you to go into the options, and then in there it tells you to go change the right cell margin to 0.4. Okay, click OK to that. Sort the 7 in alphabetical order. So up here in the paragraph, A to Z, text ascending, OK. So now that's centered. Sorry, that's alphabetized, not centered. Okay, apply gray shading to the header rows. You can do what you want to do here, but you just want to highlight the rows. Your shading's right up here, and you can pick any gray you would like. It wants me to key a title at the top of section 2, right here. Okay, and it wants you to make it 20. You want to right click it. Oops, sorry. Right click it to go to font, and then there you're going to see small caps, and you want your spacing. So again, under your spacing, you want to go to 24 points after. So again, you're going to be in here a lot, and it wants it centered horizontally. Okay, then it says key the $ in front of the numbers in the row beginning exercise and more. Okay, so you want to put your $ in. Select the table. Again, to select the table, you want to use this 4 arrow up here, and you want to go to borders. Right here is your borders. So you're going to have to go into borders and shadings because it wants it wants a double line outside border. So borders, you want to go to the double line. Okay, and click OK. Quickly, for the border, you just want the box, the outside, to be the double line, and then just the single line should be on the... Okay, so the borders and shading, if you use grid, it'll do the double on the outside and the singles on the inside. So now your table is perfect. You're on number 16. Save the document as your initials, u4-1, and then you are ready to turn this in. I suggest that you create a folder for this class, and you are done with the first assignment. Good job.